See, generally when Brahma Sutra is mentioned, so people think only Nirgun Brahma has been talked of in Brahma Sutra. Generally, the concept is that Athato Brahma Jigyasa, so Nirgun Brahma Jigyasa is the only meaning. If you read Brahma Sutra, you will find that Sagun Brahma is quite a bit described in Brahma Sutra. Big portion, good number of sutras is on Sagun Brahma in Brahma Sutra. So, Athato Brahma Jigyasa can be Sagun Brahma Jigyasa and Nirgun Brahma Jigyasa both. Only difference is when Sagun Brahma is mentioned, it will be Upasyam Ishwar, and when Nirgun Brahma is mentioned, it will be Gayam Brahma. So one is the Upasyam Brahma, or therefore when Upasyam Brahma will be mentioned, then Brahma will stand for Ishwar, and otherwise it is a Gayam Ishwar. In this Adhikaran, Antar Adhikaran, the topic is not the Nirgun Brahma, and topic is the Sagun Brahma. Here Upasyam Brahma is discussed. The broadness of the mind, where you don't exclude anybody from yourself, comes from Upasana. And Upasana makes a person feel that this whole world is only a Virat. So instead of Jad Jagat Buddhi, you develop Virat Buddhi. And instead of this person is different than me, and I am another individual, and he is another individual, we develop, he is one of the amsh of the same Ishwar that I worship in my puja room. So there is a anshi amsh bhava that you established in your mind through the upasana. So upasana's very big role comes in your thinking of how you perceive somebody. Another sutra is there. Bheda Vyapadeshacha Anya. I mean, that sutra what Bhashyakar has written, the Bhashya, people get astonished. They say, is this Shankaracharya writing? Who is the champion of Advaita? He is writing about Ishwar. He talks only about Nirguna Brahma. How come he is talking about duality? Because this sutra is about duality. Bheda Vyapadeshat. So Bhed is being talked of. You know what this sutra is saying? Bhed is being talked of between Jiva and Ishwar. Yellow. Anya means about that Ishwar and Jiva. And Bhagavan Shankaracharya wrote also. So he has talked in this sutra that how Jiva and Ishwar are different. Kaha tattvamasi ayamatma brahma, Jiva Ishwar Aikyam you talk about, and here you are saying how Jiva and Ishwar are different. Now understand this point. It's a unique portion in Brahma Sutra. You will enjoy more Vedanta when you understand that. Now, what Advaitins see, how Advaitins or Vedantins see Ishwar? From the Paramarthik Drishti, from the nature of the Brahman only. There are two Drishti to see Ishwar. And please don't mix these two Drishti. But woman is there. She is the mother also, she is the wife also. From one angle she is the mother, and from one angle she is the wife. From the angle of child she is the mother, and from the angle of husband she is the wife. You can't mix these two drishtis. Bolo, you are my mother also, you are my wife also. You cannot say like that. Because different reference point has been used. So Ishwar has to be seen through Paramarthik Drishti and through Vyavaharik Drishti. please don't forget, from Paramarthik Drishti, Jeev, Ishwar, Jagat, all three Bhed is not there. There is no Jeev, there is no Ishwar, there is no Jagat also. There is pure Brahman existing, Sadev Somvidam Agre Asit. Jeev, Ishwar, there is no Bhed, and therefore we say all Bhed are Mithya at that time. Is it clear now? And therefore, Upanishads and Prakarana Grantha very strongly talk about Jiva Ishwarekyam and Jagat Mithyatvam. And somewhere they will also use the word which will be hurting to hear, Ishwar Mithya also. When it is said Ishwar Mithya, its Upadhi is Mithya, Maya is Mithya. If Maya is Mithya, then what is remaining then? Then only Brahma is there, say like that then. So there is nothing called he created, but when the world itself is Mithya. Mithya world is created by real Ishwar. So only Brahma is there. This is the highest standpoint. I hope you will not be confused in this regard. Because I have seen in the Vedanta courses, the students are not very clear about this Paramarthik Ishwar and Vyavharik Ishwar Bhed. So from the Paramarthik angle, there is nothing existing. Don't talk anything, don't mix these two drishti. ठीक है? I'll tell you how they mix it. Evening class was there, Bhagwan Krishna came. Then one person will come. He said, Swamiji, I have a question. What is the question? Well, Brahma is one only. Brahman is one only. There is no modification. There is no there is no movement in it. How can he eat butter? How can he become son? They go, if Brahman is one, don't ask any question after that. Full stop. Don't ask any question, don't have any answer. No, but Bhagavad is written. Or if Bhagwan is one, then how can he create the world? Is he different from the world or is it same the world? So if Bhagwan is Brahma, then your questions are over. Don't ask, don't mix these two drishtis. Vyavharik drishti and Paramarthik drishti, don't mix it, please. I am not running from your question. You are making a impossible decoction. Brahman is one, finish. Then you say by Maya it is made. Yes, I accept it. And at the most you can say like that. Now I am coming to the Vyavharik Drishti. Vyavharik Drishtiya Ishwar. Let me tell you that in Vedanta or Advaitins, I am just making it this point clear, they are the one who very strongly propose the existence of Ishwar. Because out of the 9 darshan, only 4 believe in Ishwar, they are in minority. Yoga, Sangha does not believe, Urmimansa does not believe, Nyaya and Vaisheshik and Vedanta. Okay. You have heard this point that only 4 darshan believe in Ishwar, 5 don't, there are Nirishwar darshan is there. Vedanta is very particular, sometimes vehement, sometimes aggressive in establishing the Vyavharik Ishwar. I am not saying of that Ishwar who is one with Jeev. Please mind my words. Vedanta is very aggressive sometimes, strong sometimes in establishing the Ishwar which is different than Jeev. Oh. ईश्वर अस्तित्वम एज डिफरेंट फ्रॉम जीव. And everywhere I can tell you, I can quote Gita also, Upanishad also, and Brahma Sutra now. Bheda Vyapadeshacha. Maja aa jata hai when I see this Brahma Sutra. Such a joy it comes. Because when we study Vedanta, we take Ishwar very loosely. Slowly this tendency comes, which is unfortunate part, to take Ishwar loosely. And secondary, as if we are not giving that respect to the Ishwar. Acha. I'll tell you how we do all these things. And in Brahma Sutra, Paramarthik Drishti, Paramarthik Drishtya, Vyavaharik Drishtya, both Drishti, Ishwar has been established. I am repeating it, it will sound a little different. Paramarthik Drishtya, Abhed has been established, and Vyavaharik Drishtya, Bhed has been established. This will be new to your ear, but you have to hear that. But why? I'm telling you why I'm telling you. Because here Purva Pakshi Sankhya, which does not accept the Ishwar. Sankhya says there is no Ishwar. Where? Paramarthik Drishta or Vyavaharik Drishta? Both Drishti. If the Sankhya negates the Ishwar from Paramarthik Drishtya, we congratulate them. But Vyavaharik Drishtya also Sankhya negates that I accept Jeev, I accept Prakriti, but I don't accept Ishwar. And Vedanta says when you accept Jeev, then moment you say Jeev, with Jeev Ishwar also have to be there. Will you accept Jagat? Will yes. For you Jagat is a reality, of course, because Prakriti is real. If for you Jagat is a reality, then Ishwar has to be real. बस यहीं पे आ गई बात. When you accept the Jagat as a reality, you cannot say Ishwar is not there. I hope you are clear, because next sutra is very interesting sutra. Well, you are talking about Shruti Pramana. Of course, I have taken Shruti Pramana. Chandogya Upanishad, these two sections which I told you, two mantras I told you, they are the Shruti Pramana. Brihadaranyaka I can quote, Ishavasa I can quote. What you want from me? I can tell about the Ishwar which is talked about as different from Jeev. Why? Because Sarva Papa Rahitatvam is not possible for the Jeev. Sarvatmakatvam is not possible for the Jeev. Sarvabhutimatvam is not possible for the Jeev. Jeev cannot make the whole world. Jeev cannot make one pin also. No, but I made the pin. No, you got the iron already. You cannot make the iron. No government can make one organ of the body properly. They put pacemaker. I don't know what pacemaker is. Pacemaker. It is so risky when pacemaker is made. You have to be careful about that. The artificial heart. You cannot make all these things. Oh. So what you want to say? Please get my point. Take your mind away from Paramarthik Ishwar for some time. It is a very bad habit of some Vedantis to talk about Ishwar casually and talk about Ishwar as something second graded. When you talk about Jeev, at that time you have to talk about Ishwar. I will not talk about Ishwar. I will also say Ishwar is not there when we are talking about Brahman. I will also say Ishwar is not of the reality when I am talking about Brahman only. Please get my point. There are two kinds of mithya. One is called pratibhasik mithya, other is called vyavaharik mithya. Pratibhasik mithya means imagination of the mind, that the dream is there. But vyavaharik mithya, when I say vyavaharik mithya, it is not my mental projection, it is a reality. As much as real as the world. Moment you talk about Jeev, we are very clever. I hear Vedantic students. In the course also I hear. And now the students who are there, they also I hear that. Those who come out, fresh graduates, they also talk about that. Hindi mein jaise choti muh badi baat, he is talking too much about it. Little Vedanta, few Prakarana Granthas, they don't talk, they hear from here and there. And they have the audacity to say, no, Ishwar vagara kya hai? Where are you? We are Atma, Brahman, Swamiji, where is that? And if somebody insults you for 2 minutes, you will be off. For you, your ahankar is a big reality. And the doership of the whole world you have reputed. ये तो भाई बेईमानी हो गई. This is a cheating. We were seeing this Antaradhikaranam, which has 2 sutras, and the purpose of this adhikaran is to tell the difference between Jiva and Ishwar. Very rare that in Vedanta we are establishing difference between Jiva and Ishwar. And therefore people get confused when they see this. There are 2 drishti to see the Ishwar. One is Paramarthik drishti and other is Vyavaharik drishti. From the Paramarthik drishti, please understand, there is no Ishwar, no Jeev and no Jagat. There is only Brahma is there. But when you think of the Vyavaharik Drishti, that means when you think of the Jeev, existence of Jeev, and moment you say Jeev, bas Ishwar Jagat will come. Jeev cannot be existing without Jagat, and moment Jagat comes, the ruler of the Jagat called Ishwar will definitely come in. To refute all Nirishwarvadi darshan, it can be Sang, Purmimamsa, Jain, Bauddha, Charvak. This portion is important to understand. Very vehemently and very assertively, Advait establishes Ishwar, Vyavaharik Ishwar, and it establishes the bhed between Jiva and Ishwar. As long as the satta of the Jeev and Jagat is in your mind, something is important, more important other than the consciousness. It can be your ahankar, it can be your mamakar, it can be some object. You are really making a very big mistake by negating Ishwar at that time. Very big mistake. Because the dearest object or a dearest thing that we have can be something whom I like, one person can be there, object can be there. Or our Kam Krodh may be there. There you have lot of Satya Buddhi, lot of sense of reality on your likes, dislikes, Ahankar. And see, you are making the Ishwar negating there. By whose help will you take this out then? My Satya Buddhi is on my body, on my identification with the body, something very close to me. Vyavharik, Dharatal, you are living more at the Vyavharik level most of the time. And maybe for split moments you are living at the absolute level, maybe, and that I have doubt. That somebody is reveling in the self alone. Initially, if he revels there more, then Ishwar is not there. Don't bring Ishwar in your Nirgun Nirakar meditation. If you are doing Nirgun Nirakar Dhyan, don't bring Ishwar, don't bring any form and nothing you bring. Don't mix that. Ishwar is, what Ishwar is there provided where you are standing at that time. If you are in the pure consciousness, then be assured there is no Ishwar at that time. Don't bring Ram, Krishna, Shiva, nothing bring. There is no Leela, no Ishwar, no Jagat, no Desh, no Kal, no form. Don't do the mistake of mixing the Vyavhar into the Paramarth. Here when I say Paramarth, it means pure consciousness. Desh, Kal, Vastu, Pariched, Rahit. And therefore, if you are do too much dhyan margi, if you are, then you please do not bring Saguna Sakar in your dhyan. This is Paramarthik Drishti is there. And again I am repeating, this is a too qualified student is here. This is not an ordinary person who can go into Paramarthik level. There are people, or a person who can go for a long time. But mostly, a person is in Vyavharik level. Even the one who goes to Paramarthik level, he also comes to Vyavharik level. And when he is at the Vyavharik level, this is where students of Vedanta miss the important point. What they have heard about Ishwar, because Ishwar has been, Jeev Ishwar Bhed has been negated constantly in all the texts. The remaining in the Vyavharik level, they negate the Ishwar. What is the loss of that? What is the loss? Loss is very, very big loss. That upadhi which I am having, which is the source of my problem, the conditioning, it can be my body, it can be my family problem, it can be health problem, it can be mind problem, which is under the jurisdiction of Ishwar. You have cut the source of your strength. Who could have removed that? The source of your strength, what it was, you have removed that cause from your life. Wherever you come to microcosm is fully under the control of macrocosm. Right? So if you accept the microcosm, and you don't accept the macrocosm, then you are depriving yourself. Means macrocosmic causal body and microcosmic causal body. Maya which makes the world and the ignorance which is inside. The macrocosmic subtle body called Hiranyagarbha and the microcosmic subtle body. And the macrocosmic Brahmand and the microcosmic one body that we have, they are all under the area of Ishwar. When I say under the Ishwar, means what? He can make anything out of it, negate something from that. He can create something, destroy something, kartum shakya, akartum shakya, anatha kartum shakya. It includes all situations, it includes all relatives, it includes our health, disease, death. It includes our mind, it includes Kam Krodh, includes Brahmakar Vritti. Very big area I am telling you. It includes the situation for being with the Guru, it includes the situation for your quiet mind, it includes the situation for living in the ashram, it includes all your karma phal, all your sanchit karma phal, it includes your prarabdha, it includes what actions you are doing, it includes what will be the fruit of your action. All is under area of Ishwar. Okay? Consciousness is not under Ishwar. Because there is no controller controlled in the consciousness. It is alone, one without the second. It is not vyavaharik. In this area, Ishwar has easy accessibility and entry. He can make your mind a hell, he can make your mind a heaven. Very easily, Vedantic student use certain state. And you know what they say? Arey, aap abhi isi mein hai. You are still in puja, etc. As if they have gone quite high. Shankaracharya Bhagwan did puja so much. Who says I don't need good health? Who says I don't need good quiet situation? Who says no, I don't need good mind? I am telling you, Advait is a vehement supporter of Ishwar. It is vehemently establishing Ishwar every day. Because this portion is to refute Sankhya, therefore this sutra has come. And if you don't accept Ishwar, and you accept the microcosm as real, you may study Vedanta, but the identification is very strong with the body and situation. Ahankar, Kam, Krodh is very strong. I need not say more. You know, personal Sakshat Anubhav is there. Even after studying years of Vedanta, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years you hear Vedanta, still Kam, Krodh, Irsha, Dvesh, Ahankar will be in full flow if you have not brought Ishwar. If you bring Ishwar, he will loosen it, because I told you he has easy accessibility everywhere. He has easy access. Your Kam will go, Krodh will go. I can guarantee you. Your Abhiman will go, Irsha will go, everything he can settle down. So when a person has faith, faith is a conduit through his infinite power, comes to this finite and macrocosmic person. Kenoprishad Ishwar Prakaran Bhashya really, Vakya Bhashya. Trin api vajr kartum samartha. Vraj api trin kartum samartha. He can make the blade of grass into a thunderbolt, thunderbolt into a blade of grass. अच्छा आपको और सुना देते हैं. You will get little jerk. You know these people who say this, you Saguna Sakar is not real, this is not real. If you go to very, very typical persons, you know what we say? We means Ishwarvadi Darshan says. He said, any sadhana you do is mithya only. From the absolute level. Because all sadhana is done through speech, body, mind, they are all mithya. Even Brahmakar vritti is mithya. Brahman is alone real. Thought of Brahman is not real. It is based on your mind. Chalo ab bolo. If you think you are a Vedantin, and if you think that Saguna Sakar is not real or Ishwar is not real or power, so we say your Brahmakar vritti is not real. Only Brahman is real. Sadhana cannot be done with the absolute. Pure Brahman is not a sadhan. What sadhan will you do? It is not an applicable thing. But let us not be in an illusion that those who are devotees or those who invoke grace of God through jap, through puja, through mantra, they are holding to something not real. And I am holding to something real. No, my dear, you are also holding to something which is not real. From absolute level, that also is not real. And there is no way out you can do sadhana. You have to hold on to something. And unless Ishwar intervenes, your Vedant will not be clear. Even if it is clear, you can't abide into it. This Yoga Darshan is a Seshwarvadi Darshan. And Maharishi Patanjali, you read Yoga, you should read the sutras. I have told this, I am bringing it by it. After telling the Niyam, Ishwar Pranidhanat Va. One of the Niyam is Ishwar Pranidhan. So after telling everything, Samadhi is do like that Samadhi. At the end he writes, or if Ishwar has grace, you can get Samadhi also. Ishwar wishes, you can get your Samadhi also, you can get your mind also, okay, you can get situation also, okay, Jnana, Paristhiti, Jnana, Nishtha, and Moksha, all is because of Ishwar Anugrah Eva. Kam, Krodh, Nivritti, Ahankar, Nivritti, continuation of satsang. If supposing somebody is not, he is blunt-minded and he is not understanding the Shastra, he should do Upasana. You heard the Panini many times. So Ishwar has been given a very big place in Vedantic studies. Please spend time with God. Don't loosen your jap puja. If an option is there to meditate or to do puja, please do puja. Hold on to gross sadhana. Subtle sadhana is difficult to hold on. When you are advanced, then automatically Ishwar will guide you. So please don't neglect this Vyavharik, because we are, when a moment we are at the level of Jeev, Ishwar is under full control now. What words will come out, it is under his control. And therefore, these two sutras is for establishing the bhed of Jeev and Ishwar at the Vyavharik level. So two things established. Ishwar Sthapana and Ishwar Jeev Bhed Sthapana. Because both the conditionings are very different. From the Vyavharik level, I hope you are clear. They say, why this is a contradiction? No contradiction. And therefore Hanumanji says, Dehe drishtya to dasoham, Jeev drishtya to amshagaha. This is a shloka from Adhyatma Ramayana. Atmadrishtya tvam iti manischalamati. And therefore all Advaitic saints, whether he was Madhusudan Saraswati, whether he was Bhagwan Shankaracharya, Satchidananda Swami, they were great devotees. Ishwar alone is the Guru of Vedanta. Sada Shiv Samarambha. Biggest teacher of Vedanta is Bhagwan only. So when Abhed is mentioned, Abhed is to remove the conditioning. And what people do, I am repeating it, they hear Abhed, maintain their Jiv Bhav and negate Ishwar. That should not be done. When you are doing Vedantic sadhana, then please don't bring any Ishwar, any Jiva. Don't bring at that time. But when you are not in that Vedantic sadhana and you know I am right now identified to my body, or I feel my mind is a problem and I need help from somebody to take care of my mind, or my body is not, or my situation is not, I am not able to delve into the Advaitic sadhana, then I think you have to definitely approach Ishwar. Okay? This is where your faith system is built up. And he is now proving in these two sutras that Jiv Ishwar Bhed is established in the Shruti. Quite an abnormal kind of topic. Because every time we keep on hearing Abhed. So in this Adhikarana, Upasyam Brahma is being inquired through the two sutras. Adityanta Purush or Akshayanta Purush is Ishwar, that was established here. I hope this much point is very clear to all of us. So Upasana Sandarbhe Vyavaharik Drishtya Jiveshwara Bheda, Jnana Sandarbhe Paramartik Drishtya Jiveshwara Bheda. And this Adhikaran is for Vyavaharik Drishtya. Anything small always sustains by weak. Like the child needs a mother. One who has less knowledge, he needs a teacher. The food in this body needs the food from outer side. The water in this body needs a connection from the water from outer side. Air inside the body needs to be connected with the air from outer side. Heat in this body needs a connection from the heat of outer side. Okay. And similarly, the ignorant Jiv needs a illumined Ishwar from outside.